Okay, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Call the regular session meeting of June 7th, 2023 to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Orndorff, Commissioner Hewitt,
Here.
Vice Mayor Sui,
Here.
Commissioner Watson,
Here.
Commissioner Romanek.
Here. Now the invocation, salute the flag. We have anybody doing the invocation?
Ms. Pitts, Reverend Pitts.
Great, come on up, please.
Blessings to everyone. Bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you. We thank you for your grace and mercy. We thank you for just allowing us to come together to make some decisions about our city. Father, I ask you that you would lead our leaders, our commissioners, in the way that they should go. Help them be on one accord in whatever decisions that they have to the forefront of the table. Father, we ask you to help our city, that we would come together as a community to reach our children. Our children are in trouble. And so, God, we ask you just to look upon those that need resources, lead them and guide them in the way that you would have them to go. Let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable in your sight. For, Lord, you are our strength and our Redeemer. Let everyone say amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Vice Mayor, just the update with the contractual issue with Brennan Brothers, which was under your item, your discussion item.
Thank you. Have a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
Roll call?
Okay, just getting that. Commissioner Hewitt,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui,
Yes.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
The motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the following minutes and to proceed with the regular order of business. The April 4th, 2023 regular session, April 18th, 2023 work session, April 18th, 2023 regular session, May 2nd, 2023 work session, May 2nd, 2023 closed session, May 16th, 2023 work session.
Second motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
I would like to abstain. I wasn't able to attend one of the meetings.
Okay, thank you. And Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
It's time for public comment on agenda items only. Anybody having any comments on the agenda items only, please come up and limit your comments to 5 minutes.
Good evening. Patricia Kears, 409 Peach Drive. I have a question on the consent agenda items, 19.1, the liquor or alcohol beverage licenses. If a business is closed, they still get the active license.
Yes,
It's for 2 years and then it becomes a pocket license? Is that how that works?
it's a pocket license, and
And
as
they-
long as they petition the director, it
They
can
have to
remain
go
in
through the
pocket status.
ABC?
Correct.
Okay. And how long can that go on, like ad nauseum?
Yep,
Forever.
exactly.
Yep.
That's great for economic development.
Becomes a
Just my
family
comment.
heirloom.
Yes, it certainly does. Then my question is, the next one on 19.2, the Environmental Protection Clean Communities Program for $73,000. What will that additional money be used for? Where will it go?
As part of the Clean Communities grants, some of that, we occasionally use that for cleanups, where in the past we've used it where some nonprofits would conduct cleanups, and that was paid. It's also used to pay some of the salaries of the people that enforce the trash stuff, like Chris Finch, for example. Some of his salary comes out of that, stuff like that.
Okay. And on Resolution 21-2, for the professional service contract, Is this the only contract McManaman, Scotland, and Bauman have with this municipality or with the boards?
Can I answer that?
Yeah. you're gonna talk about
Okay,
bond counselor.
we had another contract, and that was specific to the claim Extel made against the city when they back-billed us for 5 years of POTS lines, plain old telephone lines. So and that's how we actually originally found McMenamin, because they were referred to us as a telecommunications firm that they could do that kind of work. And then we found out they could help us with the redevelopment. And the way that it normally works is the redevelopers have to pay a redevelopment escrow, which pays McMenamin. So this is only for redevelopment work that they do where there isn't a redevelopment escrow. And I don't know what we paid them last year. I know there was a not to exceed of about that amount. I don't think we used it all, so I
I
could be
don't
wrong
recall,
about
but
it.
we have previously, I can't remember if we used them for bond counsel before, I think.
Yeah. That was a couple commissions
Yeah,
ago.
Okay.
But I know that when we had Jim Malley, a couple commissions ago, I think he billed the city $120,000 for redevelopment work.
Okay, thank you. Then my next question is, I'm just going to let that one go. I'm sure it'll be addressed. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Apologies, I'm slow. Bike rides beat me up. I have a question on agenda item 6, the sewer item. My first question was, because I noticed in the fact sheets from the budget, there were 2 maintenance positions open within that department. So I guess I was curious about what's the maintenance schedule on the presses? I guess I was first of all surprised we still have belt presses, because they're very, I don't know. Centrifuges
Antiquated.
seem, well, yeah, centrifuges are a lot more efficient, like almost like 40% so, I was reading. So it's just surprising. But my question was about maintenance. Like, what was the schedule, like, leading up, I guess, to whatever it was that broke?
So, first of all, they are antiquated. They are slated for replacement eventually. I believe they were previously slated for replacement, but they were traded off due to a piece of equipment. I believe it was the clarifier tank that was needed more desperately.
Yeah, I remember
than
that.
the presses, correct? So they do maintenance on it. They do routine maintenance. As they are old, unfortunately, they broke before.
Yeah, because I know they have the issues with oil, from what I read. Like, they
Well,
don't do well
the
with
problem is
pressing
with the
oil, and I
roller.
didn't know if it was,
The problems is one of the rollers broke. and,
Yeah.
You know, the part has to be fabricated, and not doing it, you know, according to the engineer, declared an emergency.
Yeah.
It would result in endangerment to public safety or
yeah,
outbreak.
I prefer clean water, so
So
yeah.
that's why it's being done, and eventually they'll be replaced.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to make sure we have parts on hand in case
Okay.
anything else breaks.
Okay, and my next question with that, I guess, was also budget-related, because it is a big amount. I guess, where's the money going to come from?
The sewer plant fortunately is run very efficiently money-wise, so it's not going to affect the rates or anything.
That's a good
I mean,
thing.
I can't recall if we're taking it, you know, if there's money left over in a bond. I don't recall exactly where it's coming from, but it's not like it's gonna, you know, cause any additional.
Yeah,
problems.
that amount makes your heart jump when you see it, so that's why I was
Well, with sewer, that
curious.
ends up really being pretty cheap. Most of
Yeah,
the stuff is in
yeah,
the
no, I
millions
was
of
looking
dollar
at the
range, right?
prices of what this relatively was, and
Yeah,
it could be a lot more.
Some of the projects, we're talking 13, 14, $15 million.
Yeah, so, well, thank you.
Vice Mayor, if I can,
Yeah, thanks.
the
I'll
machines,
sit while you're-
yeah, you're okay. The machines that you're talking about, they're monitored by an operator as they run. You know, the operator is to stay on site, I mean, they're watching them closely. And during that time, they actually do grease. They check the gears. They're changing the oil. The maintenance program for the sewer department is very well, and I was a part of that. So it was the belt. They run under high tension, and that's kind of like what wears down the machine is because they're under tension. So that's kind of like you can't really plan for these things. As old as they are, they're 30 years old. We rebuilt them 10 years ago. So this isn't something that we were kind of planning on. It's actually kind of hard to even justify having like extra parts laying around because usually something like this doesn't happen. So it was just a unforeseen thing. Like priority-wise, I mean, you're talking about maybe holding pumps on hand for pump stations is more of a priority than replacing or having parts on hand for this. So it's just something that wasn't seen, and I'm sure the sewer utility is going to work hard to replacing it and get it fixed. And like Vice Mayor Suey said, plans are in place to replace those dewatering equipment.
Anyone else? Seeing no one else, I'll close the public comment on agenda items only session and ask for presentations.
We have no presentations.
Petitions and letters.
Okay, so the first item, the only item actually, I just need a motion to receive and file resignation from Dante Land from the zoning board.
Need a motion to receive and file that?
Make motion.
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Suey?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Romnick.
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. I would just like to advise everyone that even though it is a dry period right now, please keep your properties in good and working order, clean and cut. I do tend to see some properties that in some of our neighborhoods that do let their grass grow a little bit higher. Just that one property makes the whole development look disconcerting in its own right. So please, if you do see a problem anywhere in the city, please don't hesitate to contact the department. Other than that, next planning board meeting is on June 12th, Monday at 6:30 p.m. That is all I have for this night. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Commissioner Hewitt.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Short and quick. Seems like we are always in a red flag condition. That means by the State Forest Fire Division. That means us too, people. Please be careful. A fire gets going now. All of our forest fire people are up Central Jersey. We're not forest firefighters here in Millville. Be careful. Right now we're in a red flag situation. No fires. And for that, we also have this smoke. Just be careful out there. Tomorrow, looking at the weather forecast and seeing it on the TV today, tomorrow we're going to be worse than we have the last couple of days. So everybody with some respiratory problems and stuff, take it easy. Heed to the smoke and be careful. Thank you.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. I have the report here from Streets and Roads for the month of May. Go through it. 144 tons of brush was collected, 84 tires was collected, 6 appliances were collected, 6,454 bags of loose leaves and grass clippings were collected, 272 electronic wastes were received, 212 street sweeping tickets were written, 110 curbside violations were given, 1 curbside violation ticket was written. The crack seal on 7th Street was completed. The retention pond at McCafferty Boulevard cut. Roadside grass cutting in Laurel Lake was complete. The alley between Sunset and Sharp Street was stoned and graded. Road repair on Buttonwood Lane was complete. Road repair on 312 7th Street was complete. The sinkhole at South 6th Street was repaired. Storm basins at High and Mulberry Street is complete. Storm drain and overflow on Rosemary Court, cleaned and rotted and free of vegetation, leading to the White Marsh Stream. Potholes are still being filled as soon as we are aware of them. Spring loose leaves and brush collected has ended. Fall brush collection will be in September. The jetting and rotting has been continued down Cornwall. I believe they're starting Tomasello by the end of this week. The 10th Street sinkhole was filled, but we're working with the sewer department, and they're going to video our storm drains to identify the issues. We believe it's from the lines being cracked at the connections. If anybody has any questions or concerns, you can contact Streets and Roads at 856-825-7000, extension 7388. Thank you, and that's all I have for tonight, Vice Mayor.
All right. As for my report, I'm going to start off with announcing we did a wonderful tour of the Innovation Food Facility It's a beautiful facility, all stainless steel, concrete walls made from, Northeast Precast. Beautiful concrete work, the product going out, the automation was very interesting. And myself, I went, Commissioner Romnick, the mayor, city engineer, we even took a couple other city employees. We took the HR person, and we did that in order so that other employees could see what their everyday interactions with the public has on an impact with an industry, right? Because they're guys that pay the bills. Those guys and the taxpayers, the residents pay the bills. So I thought that that was important, that we should get like an overall view of that, right? So everybody could see it. And, I want to thank Catalanos for having the facility there and bringing it to Millville and providing those jobs. And it's really a spectacular facility. Next, you'll see that we finished repaving the road through the industrial park. So that was a beautiful job. It was done relatively quickly. The paving itself took about a day. The milling and preparation, water line replacement, all that stuff took longer and was done in, preparation for this. So this should also aid our industrial park. Now I want to touch on the rescue squad, former rescue squad building. So as you may recall, the contract was awarded to a company that didn't complete it and asked for a change order that was in excess of 20%. We met with them. We got the price down a little bit. It still exceeded 20%. We had a vote. We approved the change order. The company then did not do the work. They did not even start the work again. They asked for another change order. As a result of that, we rejected their work and we rebid the project. We have received the new bids. We don't have the resolution awarding it yet, but the completion of the work will be approximately $170,000. And the legal correspondence, which I'll ask Mr. Russell to explain in a minute, is going back and forth. It's also posted on the website if you look at the agenda. And I thought this is important for the idea of transparency so that the public can see what we go through when things do not go as planned. We don't just let them go. We just don't say okay. When necessary, we engage and we try to fix things. So if you want to explain that letter, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, the issue is how much the contractor is entitled to for the work that they performed. And that would be normally a matter for an architect or engineer to issue a report and express an opinion as to the percentage of the various parts of the project that were completed. And then that would be converted into a dollar number, and that's what they would be entitled to. Now, they provided us with their opinion as to how much of the project they completed, and our engineering department prepared its own estimate, and as you can imagine, those numbers are different, and we're trying to resolve that so that we can avoid litigation, and that's where the matter stands now.
Okay, with that, ordinance is on second reading.
Alrighty, so that first item is an ordinance authorizing amendment to motor vehicle and traffic regulations, Municipal Code, Article 10, Schedule 21, to add parking reserved for handicapped persons at 409 North 5th Street.
Make motion?
Second motion.
This is an ordinance on second reading. I'll open this up for a public hearing. Anyone from the public wishing to address this issue, please come to the microphone. Seeing no one, any comments from commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Ordinance is on first reading.
All right, the first item is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Millville Soccer Association to hold a coin drop on July 15, 2023 and July 16, 2023 at the intersections of Buckshootum Road and Cedarville Road.
Make a motion on ordinance in the first reading.
Second motion.
Any comments from commissioners? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Second item is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Millville Girls Softball League to hold a coin drop on September 9, 2023 and September 10, 2023 at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Road.
Make first motion.
Second motion?
You have a motion and a second. Any comments from commissioners? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Consent agenda items.
Alrighty, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine, excuse me, and non-controversial. by the Board of Commissioners and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the governing body member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 1 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of alcoholic beverage licenses that have met the renewal conditions for July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing the insertion of an additional item of revenue in the calendar year 2023 budget, which is now available from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Clean Communities Program in the sum of $73,718.50. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility records. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to cut and clean plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing water sewer termination on June 19, 2023 due to failure to comply with utility ordinance pursuant to Section 56-18 of the Municipal Code. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing to add back water and sewer user charges for various properties.
I make a motion to approve consent agenda items.
Second motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolutions.
Alrighty, item 1 is a resolution authorizing the City of Millville to sponsor Cut International Short Film Festival for their film festival event to be held in the City of Millville in the amount of $5,000.
I make the motion on resolution item number 1, and with that, Vice Mayor, I have the amount of $5,000 from the fiscal year 2023 of UEZ fund allocation.
Second motion.
Comments of commissioners?
Yes, I look forward to going to it this year. Last year, I had a conflict of interest and I was not able to attend, but I heard from you, Vice Mayor, that it was very interesting and very exciting to see all the contributors that promoted this event. And I know we're trying, and Bill is working very hard to promote this event and make it even bigger this year. And I look forward to attending it.
Yeah, and I agree. It was a great event last year. It came out of UEZ money, so tax revenue generated from the event will go back into, our part will go back into the UEZ funds, and hopefully this will be bigger. It should be bigger. There's a lot more entrants after speaking with Mr. Horn. So I expect it to be even better than last year. And with that, roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing a professional services contract with McManaman, Scotland and Bauman LLC, awarded through a non-fair and open process to provide redevelopment and council services in an amount not to exceed $30,000 for a one-year term.
Make a motion on resolution item number 2.
Second.
Sorry. I also have the certification of availability of funds signed by Chief Financial Officer Marcella Shepard in the amount of, that's the wrong one. Is it? No, that's right.
Yeah.
15,000. Sorry, I seen the 30, it threw me off.
Comments of commissioners? Or second, I need a second. still.
Second the motion.
Comments of commissioners? Well, I'll comment. These guys have been absolutely fabulous when it comes to our redevelopment efforts. Previously, when we saw redevelopment agreements, they didn't have timelines in them, so they were on like almost perpetuity. Now we have defined timelines, defined parameters. They're great with it. They really know what they're doing. They're very experienced at this, and their services are invaluable. And with that, roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution awarding a professional services contract to Holly City Development Corporation pursuant to a non-fair and open process for a UEZ program coordinator in an amount not to exceed $72,000 for a one-year term.
Let's try this again. Make a motion on resolution item number 3. I do have the certification of availability of funds signed by Chief Financial Officer Marcella Shepard in the amount of $72,000 with the UEZ fund allocation.
Second motion.
Comments of commissioners? All right, I'll do it again. So the UEZ program coordinator is required under the UEZ rules. The Holly City Development Corporation has a lot of experience doing that, and I, for one, appreciate what they're doing with that. So they're needed, they're wanted, and it's a good thing to have. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the City of Millville to enter into a funding agreement with the New Jersey Department of Transportation to receive funding from the Federal Highway Administration up to an amount of $304,997.85 for preliminary engineering activities on the Transportation Set-Aside Project for the Millyard Riverfront Walk.
Make motion?
Second the motion.
Comments of commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing contract for services agreement with the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs to participate in the Low-Income Housing Water Assistance Program.
Make motion?
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second. Comments of commissioners? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing the award of an emergency contract to repair the belt filter press at the City of Millville Sewer Utility Facility with Comline Sanderson in the amount of $107,179.
Make a motion for the resolution item number 6, and I do not have its certification of funds.
I might have it here. Hold on. What happened there? I have it. Can you pass that down, please? Thank you.
I do have the certifications of availability of funds in the amount of, where we at here? $107, or $107,179, signed by Chief Financial Officer Marcella D. Shepherd.
Second motion?
A motion and a second. Any comments by commissioners? I think we already addressed that earlier,
Yeah.
so roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution authorizing the award of a state contract to purchase fire turnout gear from Mid-Atlantic Fire and Air in the amount of $50,578.
Make motion, and with that, I have certification of the availability of funds of $50,578, certified by Chief Financial Officer Marcella D. Shepherd.
Second the motion.
A motion and a second. Comments of commissioners?
Yes, this was a grant that was sought by our administrative clerk at the firehouse. This is going to buy new turnout gear for our firefighters, which is being aged out by law.
Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Okay.
New business.
All right, I just need a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise for the following bid to be received by the purchasing board on July 7, 2023 at 10 a.m. The supply of polymer.
I make a motion on new business item number 1.
Second motion.
A motion and a second. Any comments of commissioners? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone wishing to address the commission, please go to the microphone, state your name, address, and address your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
What's the time limit for how long you can speak?
5 minutes.
I forgot my watch, doggone it.
We'll tell you when you get close.
So, good evening, my name is Rhonda Abbott. You can use for an address, P.O. Box 4644, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 08034. What brought me here was an incident back in the beginning of May at a Buffalo Wild Wings. It's when I met a Millville police officer for the first time. I thought things were okay, but I decided to visit the township building, and at that point I saw that they were not compliant with the state's mandated posters. They still might not be, because when I entered the building at the front, I saw a bunch of old employee posters. Now, it's not that my concern is with the employee posters, but still, they really shouldn't be putting up old employee posters. When new posters come out, the old ones come down. There's no reason to confuse people. You put up the most current posters, and they were adopted around August of 2022. That was 10 months ago. My concern was the public accommodation poster. The state regulates posters in employment, housing, which may apply here. It depends on if you have a housing office. Public accommodation was applies here. And the newest sector was medical facilities. It's 6 posters to choose from, depending on whether it's a hospital for trauma, pharmacy, licensed doctors, your veterinarians, long and short-term rehab, alternative treatment, your medical marijuana dispensaries. I became involved about 8 years ago because there's a high degree of non-compliance. So when I came to the township, you know, I'm not being paid to be compliant. Your township is, your entity is, your city is, not me. And then when I did more research and I asked about maybe your general order regarding communicating with the deaf and hard of hearing, I believe that the city has no contract for video remote interpreting, which is a very quick way to get an interpreter 24/7. I believe tonight you've used Integrity Interpreting. The owner, I believe, is based nearby in Glassboro, can set people up. I don't think the contract costs any money. It's when you use it. They also do in-person services. For myself, I don't understand why I step in these non-compliant situations, but it happens so often, I'm not surprised, but still I don't understand. And the police officer, I was a little upset to find out when I came to the building, when he arrived at the Buffalo Wild Wings, when he arrived from Buffalo Wild Wings, I was just standing there minding my business, looking at the TV, and he really, police department must have gotten a call in ambiguous nature. I found out the police officer might have said to the person there, if you want to sign complaints against her, how to go through your court process. He didn't offer me the same opportunity, because as far as I was concerned, I was harassed. I tried to help them with the poster. So it's important to be compliant with the New Jersey law against discrimination, with our state civil rights law, and of course the Americans with Disabilities Act. It's Title II here for state and local government. But it's also important in your community to stick up for these laws as well. There's no reason, based on ambiguous reasons, for your police department to try to advocate for court businesses for these type of reasons. That's upsetting. I can't be the only one standing up for the New Jersey law against discrimination in the ADA. I'm just one person. There's 300-plus police departments in the state of New Jersey. I get around, but I believe my 5 minutes is up. This poster I have here, somebody could easily take a phone and put it on here. You can find the poster that way, or you can find them on Google. I don't know if anybody wants to know. I didn't get a chance to stop here and look at the police department, see if they ever put it up. But what I'm recommending, of course, is compliance with the posters. I'm also recommending that the police department at least be set up for video remote interpreting. You could read the case Mandola, that would be Deborah Mandola, MENDOLA versus Monroe Township, and that talks about the advocacy of having contracts. If you rely on a state interpreting list, 3-page list, when you want to find an interpreter, calling interpreters one by one, you're going to spend a lot of time looking for an interpreter when it's easier to have this contract in place. The contract's free, it's only when you use it. Is there any questions for me?
Can I take a
Can
picture
I-
of that?
Sure.
No, I do want to thank you for,
You have to go from there to there. Most people turn the phone vertically. You want to turn it on vertically, you want to click it on vertically, you have to get
And
that
then you click,
little,
you gotta click the link.
I got it.
I'll show you how to go from there to find, no, sir, you took a picture of the poster, I want
No,
you
but
to
I
take
took-
a picture of the QR code,
All right, I can do it for you.
QR code.
can we get back to the normal order of business, please? We can take care of that after the meeting. If-
I have the QR
With the
code.
QR code.
I did do that too.
Again, I'm going to end the comment session if we don't get back to, she can take care of that afterwards.
Okay,
Counselor? All right, I do want to address something that I probably want to transfer. Yeah. So I want to thank you
you
for,
got 5 minutes?
I want to thank you, it won't take me 5 minutes, believe me. I want to thank you for coming in and bringing this to our attention. We looked at that through our administrator as an opportunity to make us stronger in the area of ADA compliance. So as a result of this, as a result of your complaint, I'm going to let me tell you what we did and tell the general public what we did. So Pam Shapiro is the current ADA compliance officer.
I'm sorry, you said-
Pam Shapiro, our HR officer also. And she reached out to you and offered assistance. The city now has a new webpage that directs individuals seeking ADA-related guides to the proper channels. We also have new and current ADA posters in highly visible locations for the public to gain knowledge of the ADA compliance activities. And we have had policy and procedures in place in our Chapter 46 personnel policies regarding ADA compliance procedures, guidance. Finally, per request of any individual seeking ADA-related assistance to participate at a commission meeting, the city will provide the translation services at the city's expense, and the request can be made on the city website so that we know when you're coming. I thank you for attending. I don't know if any of the other commissioners wish to thank you for attending, but you have made us stronger in this area, and for that, thank you. That, your time's up.
You're welcome, Commissioner Sui, but I see my interpreters continuing to sign ADA, and I'd like to clarify, this is our
Ma'am,
state law.
your time is up.
Okay.
Your time is up. You had your say, and
This is
we're
not the
responding to what you
ADA.
said. Anybody else want to say anything? Anyone else want to speak? Seeing no one, you'll end the public comment portion and comments of commissioners.
Yes, Vice Mayor. I briefly forgot to say about all the wonderful things that happened in the 2.5 weeks since we last saw all wonderful of our beautiful faces. Yes, the Innovations food tour was excellent. Over 9,000 feet of stainless steel piping, and they work directly, Oatly, and them and Innovation Foods and making all this product that with the Sweden companies, and they got the tour. And as they are ever moving forward, I learned when I went to go share the photos that I took, and you could see our wonderful gowns that we had to adorn for the factory tour on my Facebook page. They are lacking a little bit on their social media, but they have yet to have their grand opening yet, and they did talk about that. We did have a Fourth Friday happen on May 26th. They happen every fourth Friday now until, I think, August. It was a great turnout. There was probably over 100 people. It was warm out. The weather was great. I was glad to see the community get involved and go out to the event. We did have the Pride in Millville Day event happen right after the last City Commission meeting. That was an excellent event. It was well attended. I was honored to be able to speak at that event. And then we also recently had the Memorial Day Parade. It was a great turnout. I think even more people attended it than last year. The streets were lined, the whole parade route, and it's a day to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for this great nation of ours. With that, Vice Mayor, that is all. Thank you.
Mr. Watson?
Yes, for the opportunity, thank you. Thank you to Streets and Roads for all their hard work. I wanted to welcome a new parking enforcement. It's following a street sweeper. I hear he's doing a good job. We're also doing interviews tomorrow for Streets and Roads labor's position. Also, I've seen there's some bear sightings, so everybody be careful out there. Do not approach. But that's all I have for tonight. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Saturday, out to the airport, at the brewery, cornhole fundraiser tournament for MPD for their ride from the city of Millville to Washington, D.C. Come on out, give it a try, have some fun, support the guys that are going to be riding the bikes down to our nation's capital. With that, that's all.
There's only one thing I want to talk about. That is the building at Buck and Main Street. So we acquired that building from the county, as many of you may know or may not know. We are going to be asking nationally for RFPs in order to continue our redevelopment of the waterfront. Seeing nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.